Now let us continue with the preference share. The preference share is of same thing, that is in a redeemable debenture we go with an interest. Preference share means we go with the term called dividends. Dividend is a portion of profit which has been distributed to the shareholders. So under a redeemable preference share, the formula that we use, we represent cost as a K, P as a preference share. This can also be written as KE if KE equity is being not given, preference share itself, preference share is not given, equity itself can be considered. D divided by FE or NP. Instead of I, we to take it as D in here. When it is of redeemable preference share, KP is equal to T plus RV minus NP divided by N and RV plus NP divided by 2 into 100. So first we shall start with the irredeemable preference share. The procedure is same. The procedure is same when it is considered with the comparatively from debentures, and the calculation part was similar to the debenture as well as a preference share. In debenture we give interest for the, we give focus on the interest rate or a coupon rate. Here we give focus on a for preference share, here we give focus on a dividends. Okay. So let us look up to the first question, that is X Limited issued 9% irredeemable preference share, 9% as in dividend. Irredeemable preference share, 9% debenture of rupees, dividend of rupees 100 each. 100 is a face value, 9% of 100 rupees give you 9 rupees as a dividend at a premium of 5% per share. Okay, the premium amount, that means that we are issuing at a premium. The share issue expenses amount is rupees 3% per share, that is issue expenses. Expenses is being represented as 3% per share, amount to 3% per share. Compute the cost of irredeemable preference share capital. So the formula is D divided by FE or NP. Here we are issuing at a premium with the cost of expenses. So I have solved the problem here. You can see the formula is KP is equal to D divided by FE. Please make a note, D stands for dividend, FE stands for face value, NP stands for net proceeds into 100. That is, we are converting into percentage. So first we should calculate the dividends. According to this problem, the face value is 100 rupees. Okay, they have given us at a face value 100. 9% of 100 rupees will give you 9 rupees, and net proceeds. Second one, we need to calculate net proceeds because we have certain number of expenses. That is, a face value is 100. We are issuing at a premium of 5%, so 100, make a note of it, premium should be calculated, any expenses or a premium should be calculated on a face value. Okay, so 10% of how much is the percentage of premium? 5 rupees, they have clearly mentioned it as 5 rupees, so directly that's not a percentage, it's 5 rupees, so 100 of 5 rupees, it's 105, and 3%, if you consider it as rupees 3, you can consider 1 or 2 rupees it will become. So we will consider it as a 3%, since we have mentioned 3% as an expenses. This 3% should be calculated on a face value, not on this value. We should not calculate it on the adjusted value, we should calculate on a face value. That will come up to 3.15. So your net profit is 101 rupees 85 paise. So this is your net profit. Substitute the value. Cost of preference share. Cost of preference share is equal to 9 divided by 101.85 into 100. So your preference share would be of 8 point. The cost that you are going to give percentage is 8.83%. The proportion that you have been using at 8.83%. This is of your first problem. Hope you understand. Let's move on to the second one. Anand Steel Limited, Mumbai issued 20,000 10% preference shares of rupees 100 each. Sorry, I have mentioned a bar symbol there, that is represented, that is 20,000 is the total number of preference share. Okay, so 20,000 into 100, we are converting into value. So first the same formula, the first is we are calculate a face value. So 20,000 shares into 100 rupees each, total value is 20 lakh rupees. Okay, so 10% preference share is 10% is a dividend. Dividend will be calculated on a face value. So 10% of 20 lakh is 2 lakh rupees. So here 20,000 into 100, 20,000 rupees, 20 lakh rupees, 10% of 20 lakh will give you 2 lakh rupees. So the cost of issue is 2%. So cost of issue means you have to calculate adjusted for a net proceeds. Calculate the cost of preference share capital if issued at par, issued at premium, at 10%, issued at a discount of 5%. I have mentioned it at par, premium of 10%, premium of 5%. Okay. So face value is 20 lakh. Since we have a cost of issue as an expenses, so we have considered 40,000. So that is 3%, what is it, the cost 2%, so 2% cost of issue of 2% on 20 lakh rupees will give you 40,000, so net proceeds is 19 lakh 60,000. So20 lakh and divided by 19 lakh 60,000, cost of debt is 10.20%, 10.20% is the answer at a premium, at a par value. So first step you calculated the face value, second step you calculated the dividend, third step you calculated the net proceeds, fourth step cost of debt. Cost of debt D divided by net proceeds under par. So here net proceeds we are considering 2 lakh, since we have adjustments, that is why we have considered its cost of issue. So that will be calculated using a cost of preference share method. So KP cost of preference share is 10.2%. Again at premium, again we come across with step 1, calculation of face value and the dividend 2 lakh, 10% of 20 lakh will give you 2 lakh. So at premium of 10%, face value add premium at 10%, 20 lakh of 10% will give you 2 lakh rupees, the total is 22 lakh rupees, and then less expenses, that is cost of issue, that is 40,000 on a face value. Please do not calculate it on adjusted value, you should calculate it on a face value, that gives you 40,000. 40,000 will remain constant for all the three. You can see 40, 40 and 40, issue will be same because it will not differ according to the issue price, because issue face value is common. So again the net profit is 21 lakh 60,000. So according to the problem, cost of preference share is dividends 2 lakh divided by 21 lakh 60,000 will give you cost of preference share is 9.26. You can see here at par we have a highest value comparatively at a premium, because when we are issuing at a premium or redeeming at a par, we always stands with the par value. Now discount at 5%, blindly don't do it at 10%, have mentioned it as a 5%. So face value 20 lakh rupees, discount 5%, 5% of 20 lakh rupees will give you 1 lakh, so it will give you 19 lakh, since we are discount we are deducting it. Cost of issue again 40,000, so 40,000 means 18 lakh 60,000 is your net proceeds. So next, calculation of cost of preference share. Cost of preference share 2 lakh divided by 10 lakh, 18 lakh 60,000, which gives you 10.75%. So you can see here comparatively cost of preference shares return will be always high when it has been issued at a discount, 10.75. Partially when you are at premium, issuing at a premium, it is comparatively lesser. So it is similar method and it is also easiest method to calculate, and this is how we calculate irredeemable preference share under cost of capital method. And the next one we calculate, hope you understand this, this is how any adjustments you need to calculate. First calculate the face value, second one dividends, third the net proceeds, fourth substitute the value and get the cost of capital, that is cost of preference share. All the 4 steps has to be a common one for par, premium and discount. Cost of redeemable preference share. Redeemable preference share, as I specified earlier also, when number of redeemable value will be specified. So here dividends dividends will be given preference, the same net proceeds, this is how we need to calculate the net proceeds. Redeemable value, whether it's redeeming at par value, face value or par value, premium value or a discount value. This is the formula, please do make a note of it. Next we move on to the next slide for the redeemable preference share.